carry the torch of my Cloudians before me. The thing I treasure most is life force. Mine can't be taken away. As long as I've got my spirit barrier or my sanctuary in the sky to change the defense, well, they would die. Team Discovery, make a stand. They're the messengers up in the sky. My far counters lead to your demise. You'll never take them alive. They're alive. They're alive. They're alive. So that was me embarrassing myself. I hope you all enjoyed that, especially you TacticsYGO. If anyone's wondering why the song sounded so familiar, it's because it's my Cloudian dub version of I'm Alive from Disturbed. But anyway, what's up YouTube? Team Discovery here.
Whoop whoop.
And this is our last minute entry into TacticsYGO's Archetype competition. Yeah, so let's get to the deck. So here's the deck. Let's take a closer look at it. We've got 2 Mother Grizzly. They can search out every single monster in this deck except for these guys, because Storm Dragon can only be special summoned by removing Cloudian or Gaia from play. He can, once per turn, add a fog counter to any monster on the field. So it really helps with getting your Cloudian's effects off. And Ghost Fog, because he can't be special summoned. But he's awesome because you ram him into one of your opponent's monsters and you don't take any damage with him. And you can distribute fog counters to any monsters on the field equal to the level of the monster that killed it. Nimbusman is the big monster beast stick of the deck. The only one really, because all the other monsters are pretty much weak. It starts out with only 1,000 attack. It's low level 5. And usually I only bring this out if I have either like Storm Dragon out to dish out fog counters every turn, or like Cloudian Squall, which I'll get to after. But yeah, essentially this guy gains 500 attack points for every fog counter on the field. So this guy can get massive. I've had him on the field with like 7,000 attack points.
He hit my gotems.
Yeah, actually was dueling this deck against Dara's X-Sabers, and it actually won once. I actually almost beat his Lightsworn deck once with this deck.
It was embarrassing.
I'm telling you guys, this deck isn't half bad. Anyway, so 3 Altus, the hand control. This guy's great because you can remove 3 fog counters from anywhere on the field, not just from him, and discard a card from your opponent's hand. Stratus, the fluffy cute little guy here. You remove 2 fog counters from him and throw one of your opponent's monsters. And Acid Cloud, same thing, but for spell and traps, remove 2. These 2 blank cards here are Cloudian Sheep Cloud. This guy. Unfortunately, I don't have any of these because I never used them back when I played Cloudians. Yes, I actually used to play Cloudians. I actually used to win tournaments with Cloudians back in the day before Lightsworn came out and ruined everything. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, Sheep Cloud. You guys don't know what it does when it's destroyed by battle. You get 2 fog tokens on the field with level 1, 0 attack and defense, which is great because you get 2 of those, and then you summon a Cloudian, and all these guys here, the 3 of them, when they're summoned, get a fog counter for every Cloudian on the field. So it's 2 Cloudian tokens, and then boom, you bring him out, and it's like an extra 3 red on him right there. Get their effects off right away. Anyway, so Creature Swap. Creature Swap works great with Mother Grizzly, take the monster, ram in Mother Grizzly, get another monster. With Sheep Cloud, same thing. Or with really any other monster, because you can combo well with Enemy Controller. Why I'm running Enemy Controller instead of Book of Moon, which I would usually run over these cards, is because if you Creature Swap something that can't be destroyed by battle, like most of your Cloudians, and then you just use Enemy Controller, switch it to defense, then it's destroyed because all of the Cloudians, if they're switched to defense mode, they are, except for Sheep Cloud I believe, they're destroyed by their own effect. Next thing, Cloudian Squall. This card's great. Continue spell card. Add 1 during your standby phase. Add 1 fog counter to all phases of monsters on the field, even your opponents. So your opponent's got a bunch of monsters, he's getting counters. Great for using Alice's effect. Salvage. Get your water monsters back. You know, add 1,500 attack or less water monsters from the graveyard to your hand. That's essentially all the cards in your deck, all the monsters. Messenger of Peace. All the monsters in this deck, except for Nimithman when he's getting really big, have less than 1,500 attack points, so it's good for stalling. And just good to have it there, because it doesn't really bother you unless you get Nimithman out. And hell, if you get Nimithman out, just, you know, don't pay for Messenger, let it die. 2 Sanctuary in the Sky and 1 Terraforming. I would play 3 Sanctuary, except for the fact that I don't have a third one, but I think it's actually better to play 2 and 1 Terraforming because it thins up the deck a bit. Sanctuary in the Sky, battle involving any fairy type monsters, no damage is dealt to life points, and all of them except for Cloudian, Ghostfog, and, you know, of course Mother Grizzly, are fairies. Moving on to traps, you know, the obligatory Mirror Force, Call of the Haunted, and 3 Royal Oppression. It adds a touch of anti-mana to this deck, which makes it a bit more viable to actually play against other decks, because the only special summoning are the 2 Sheep Clouds, which aren't really critical to the deck, and the 2 Storm Dragons. The Mother Grizzlies actually get under Royal Oppression. I'm sure most of you know that by now. And last 2 cards are Spirit Barrier, which essentially work the same way with Sanctuary in the Sky, but it's whenever I have a monster on my side of the field, I take no battle damage. So Cloudians don't die by battle, take no battle damage when I have a monster. It's a big, impenetrable wall. The way I put this deck together, the side deck, you can essentially change into a completely different version of the deck that essentially looks like this. After you decided stuff, took out the Nimithman for Galvatron, an Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragon, which I'll tell you more about after. Take out the 2 Sheep Cloud for 3 Deep Sea Divas. Take out the 2 creature swaps, put in a Brain Control. Take out the 2 Spirit Barrier for 2 Terraforming, because at this point we've got 3 Terraforming, 2 Sanctuary in the Sky, and we're going to have 2 Gear Town, so we're going to have plenty of you know, draw power into getting the no damage spells. Or if anything, if you want to keep them, you can always replace the Messengers of Peace with them, whichever one you want. I say take out 2 Oppression for Gear Town, keep 1 in, because, you know, 1's good, 1's fine. This is a proxy Gear Town, because I don't happen to have any other Gear Towns on me right now. And so yeah, that's the Diva Cloud build, which essentially you can side it right into. So after all, your side looks like this. You've got the Ancient Gear Galvatron Dragon, the DC Divas, 2 extra Terraforming, Brain Control, 2 Gear Town, 3 Mirrors of Oath for, you know, GBs, and 3 London Prison Mirrors for Lich 1, of course. Great thing about Gear Town and Galvatron Dragon in this deck is that you can just blow up a Gear Town with your Acid Cloud, or you can bring out Gear Town and then bring out Sanctuary in the Sky and get your 3000 Beast Stick with the anti-trap effect. So yeah, I like the, you know, the versatility of being able to go between 2 different kind of builds, and, you know, the protection from, you know, GB and Lightsworn, kind of 2 big dangerous things, especially this format. So that's the Cloudian deck, and I hope you guys like it. This is Team Discovery signing out.